All right, back for another non-alcoholic beer review. And the beer I'm reviewing today, once again, comes from the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. And they're out of both Chico, California and Mills River, North Carolina. And this is their Trail Pass Golden. So this is a non-alcoholic golden ale that comes in at less than 0.5% alcohol by volume, 15 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just over 3 months old. So recently, I reviewed the other beer from Sierra Nevada that they released as far as their 2 non-alcoholic offerings go, and it was their Trail Pass IPA. And I found it decent, solid, okay. It kind of drank more like a non-alcoholic, say, pale ale, or maybe even a session IPA, more so than an IPA, especially coming from Sierra Nevada. But I did mention that review that if I saw the Golden, I would grab it and review it. Well, I saw it, I grabbed it, and we're reviewing it right now. So, like I said, this is a non-alcoholic, a golden ale, also known as a blonde ale. And yeah, I'm expecting a hopefully well-made non-alcoholic beer. That's kind of what, blonde ale is for me. I don't drink a lot of them, but when I do, it's kind of like, very similar to like an American lager to me, but it's an ale. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for here. Anyway, let's give it a pour here and see what we got going on. So yeah, that looks like a blonde ale. Yes, it does. Go kind of aggressive. This is a big glass here. Try to get a decent head on it. Yeah. Now that looks beautiful. That kind of looks like a little bit of a cheat here. Not much though. All right, throw this over here like that. What does this look like? That looks like, honestly, a little bit darker than, say, like a macro lager. Although some macro lagers are a little bit, darker look. But this definitely looks like a blonde ale, a golden ale. Has a golden color to it. Clarity is through the roof. Has good carbonation coming from the etching at the bottom, the nucleation, so to speak. Just over a finger of a very off-white colored head. Decently creamy looking, a little bit of soap sudsy, but does have a nice creamy kind of look to it. I mean, like I said, as far as a golden ale goes, yeah, it looks beautiful. Hold it up to the light. Exactly kind of what I want out of a style like this as far as the appearance goes. Let's get a nose. Actually smells like a blonde ale or a golden ale. I will say, I just went back. A little bit of an off aroma, but not as far as like, I don't think it's an actual off aroma, off flavor. Like sometimes you'll get like, like the diacetyl, the butter, or DMS, or you'll get the green apple kind of feel. No, this has a little bit, and I've gotten this probably in like 3 or 4 reviews since the inception of my channel, but a little bit of wet dog here. Yeah, no, it doesn't smell great. But underneath that, it has this nice biscuity, bready kind of malt character. There's a little bit of like a floral kind of like grassiness as far as the hop goes. A touch of an orchard fruit, like an apple or a pear. Yeah, it smells kind of like, put it this way, it smells like a textbook blonde ale, right? Or golden ale, with a little bit of that wet dog here. Does that smell great? Not exactly, but it's probably coming from the fact that this is a non-alcoholic beer, and sometimes I get like a twang or a slight off aroma. In this case, it's a little bit of wet dog here. Sometimes it masks itself to something else, but it doesn't smell terrible. It doesn't smell great. I want to get into it. Cheers, everyone. I'll say this right off, that first sip. To me, for what they're going for, a blonde/golden ale, this, to my palate, might be different for you, is doing a better job than their IPA did. For, trying to make a non-alcoholic IPA taste like an IPA. This actually tastes like a blonde golden ale, but it's non-alcoholic. Let's go for another sip. So the body is thin, and that's the one issue I've had with a lot of these non-alcoholic beers. It's hard to make that body replicate an actual beer. This does a pretty decent job. This is like higher side of light, lower side of medium for, let's say this was like a 5% blonde/golden ale. It wouldn't be too far off. But as it passes through the palate, it kind of thins out and becomes watery by the end of the, towards the end of the palate and on the finish. But I kind of let it, I can let it slide because the rest of it's pretty nice. The mouthfeel, very crisp. It has moderate carbonation. It does have a little bit of like a smooth creaminess to it. And then the flavors. Luckily, that wet dog hair did not carry over. This has a lot of that biscuity, bready malt character. That's kind of the omnipresent character I'm getting. It hits me right at the front of the palate, carries on through the finish. Midway through the palate, a little pop of like a red apple core, maybe a touch of a pear. Again, more orchard fruits than anything else. And then on the finish, I get this nice, like, grassy, floral kind of hop character. It's mildly bitter, and that hop character isn't too big. A style like this is not supposed to be. This is, basically the ale version of like an American lager, and I think they've done a pretty good job for what they're going for. Again, I think this is better than the IPA, stylistically speaking. 0.5%, or maybe even like 0.3%, less than 0.5%. You can't taste the alcohol because you're not supposed to, because there is none, basically. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, this is better than the IPA for me. And I would have never thought in a million years Sierra Nevada would release a non-alcoholic IPA and a golden ale, and I would prefer the golden ale over the IPA. And I think the reason I prefer it is because that IPA was kind of just lacking in terms of like the hop character for me. Like I don't want it to be over the top, but I also wanted to kind of be pungent. It wasn't that pungent. This though, I want it to be easy drinking and light and kind of, have that nice biscuity, bready kind of malt character. And it's doing everything that I wanted to. The aroma is a little bit off-putting because of that wet dog hair, but like the actual taste is nice. So, yeah, I think they've done a really good job with this one. This one's surprising, honestly. So I think I gave that Trail Pass IPA from Sierra Nevada a 3.5 or a 3.6. I'm gonna go a little bit higher with this one. So Sierra Nevada's Trail Pass Golden, their non-alcoholic golden ale. I have absolutely no issues giving this right here we'll go low 3.75, we'll go 3.7. I think it's really nice. Now, I'm not somebody who drinks, a lot of blonde ales or golden ales or anything, but like this definitely hits the spot. If I wanted just a non-alcoholic beer that was pretty solid, has some nice flavors, yeah, this would definitely do the trick for me. Now, price point availability. Here's what I'll say. A lot of people take issue with these beers being as expensive as regular beers. Case in point, this was $10.99 a six-pack here in the Buffalo, New York area where I bought it. A lot of Sierra Nevada beers are that exact price for beers that actually have alcohol in them. However, the fact they have to brew the beer, get rid of the alcohol, what they have to do to make this non-alcoholic justifies the price from their standpoint. And most of the non-alcoholic beers, this is like one of the cheaper ones that I've seen as far as like from a craft brewery. If you like non-alcoholic stuff, or you want to drink it, or you need to drink it, it's not a bad price point to pay. But I totally get why some people are like, I'm not paying the same price for something that has no alcohol when I can just buy, the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and get the same thing for a little bit cheaper, actually. I get it. But I like mixing these in once in a while with my health issues going on over the, past 3 or 4 years. I do drink non-alcoholic stuff occasionally. I like trying it out, so I don't mind it. And I only bought a single, and that would be my recommendation, and that goes for most beers. If you can buy a single of pretty much anything, do so before you buy an entire 4, 6-pack, 12-pack case, whatever, because you never know if you're going to like it. I would actually circle back to this and probably purchase a 6-pack of this if I was in the mood for something like this, which I'm not a lot because, I don't drink a lot of blonde ales or golden ales, but I think it's well done for the style, and I think the price point is fine. And availability of Sierra Nevada, I don't know how far their non-alcoholic releases are going to go. Probably available on their website. I'm sure they have a beer finder. I just know here in Buffalo, I saw the IPA, and then I picked this one up in Batavia, New York at Engadi Beverage. Batavia is right between Buffalo and Rochester, and they had this, and I picked up a single. So anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. What did you think was better, the IPA or the golden ale? To me, this was a little bit better than the IPA, although they're both solid and decent for what they are. I think they're, as far as the first foray into non-alcoholic beers for Sierra Nevada, I think they did a pretty good job with it. I want to see more stuff from Sierra Nevada as far as non-alcoholic beers go. I want to see what kind of stuff they can brew up, because Sierra Nevada just makes good beer, period. And I know they can make some other non-alcoholic beers probably better than both of these. So anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping by for another non-alcoholic beer review. Check back probably in 3 or 4 weeks when I review another one. There's quite a few that I've been seeing that I'm like, yeah, that looks interesting, that looks interesting. So we're definitely going to review some more. But I got the 2 Sierra Nevada ones out of the way, and I like the golden ale more than the IPA. And look at that glass lacing. Anyway, we're going to shut this one down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers. I said beer review? Yeah, technically, but it's not alcohol. Cheers.